Hello, my name is Tanya. I'm a graphic designer from Russia and currently I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. More specifically, I have been in a little bit of a rut lately and my productivity was going down for the past several months and it got especially bad in the last month or two. This week I want to talk about the practice of morning pages. It was created by Julia Cameron, the author of The Artist's Way. It's a book and a course about kind of getting back your creativity and nurturing your inner artist. And I have read it several years ago, and to be completely honest, I haven't studied it thoroughly. I didn't do it as a course. I just kind of read through and forgot about it. But the one thing that I picked up from the book was the practice of morning pages. If you don't know what it is, it's writing 3 pages of stream of consciousness text by hand first thing in the morning. It kind of works. Even for the skeptics, I don't know why, but I've noticed that whenever I do my morning pages, especially if I do them first thing in the morning, which I usually don't, my day seems to be more streamlined. I'm more focused, I get less distracted, and I get more done. I don't know why. Maybe it's because journaling is known to help with a lot of things. Then some people say that journaling is kind of meditation for people who cannot meditate. Maybe it's just the act of doing something kind of productive, sitting at a desk first thing in the morning, that helps. But it just does. But this is a story about how I gave up my morning pages, actually. So I used to have a very complicated morning routine. Like a year ago, I lived in Moscow. I would get up, I would walk my dog, I would have a coffee and breakfast, I would tidy the kitchen, then I would go and do my morning pages, do my planning, draw a daily tarot card. Then I would slowly kind of transition into checking my email and all that. And it took me about 2 hours every day. And I'm not a morning person. That's why I don't do my morning pages first thing in the morning. Is just, I physically cannot make myself do anything when I wake up. I cannot wake up 30 minutes earlier every day to do something for myself because I love to sleep so much, especially in the morning. So my morning pages are a little bit compromised always because I don't do them when I wake up. I do them a bit later. But even then, they seem to help with productivity. Anyway, so my morning routine was way too long. It took too much time, 2 hours, especially if I wake up at 9. I'd be lucky to get to work at 11. In Russia, it's not unheard of. A lot of people start work actually at 11, but it's a bit late for me. At this point, I would have a feeling that half of the day is gone, and so it was a bit cumbersome. But when I moved here, my morning routine changed a little bit. It got a bit simpler, but I would still try and do my planning and my morning pages, but I would get lazier and lazier. I would let my planning go. To make things more interesting for me, I would switch back and forth from physical and digital planning. But about a month ago, I had some health issues and I've spent a bit of time in Moscow, and I have switched to digital planning. I have a video about planning with my Bookspalma. Here it is. It's incredibly convenient when I'm in the city. I'm running around, I go places, do things, I'm always on the go. It's very active. Then having something like this is incredibly useful. But in here in the country, I do most of my planning at my desk, and I'm never in a rush, almost never. I can carry a paper notebook, it's going to be fine, and I don't even have to carry it with me most of the time. So digital planning feels kind of soulless for me, and it seems to work really, really well when I have very, very much work. When I'm drowning in work, digital planning is the best, because I have no time to do anything extra. I just list my tasks and get going. When the work is slow, it takes more effort to actually sit down and work, because there's always something more exciting, like I can always mop the floors because they always need mopping. I will find any excuse to put off my work till later, and I end up working late into the evening, even though I'm way too old for this shit. So about a month ago, I thought to myself, well, maybe morning pages aren't for me anymore, because actually waking up and getting straight to work works just as well. It's very motivating. I tend to get a lot more done when I start my day by working. But as we know, it's hard for me to do anything first thing in the morning, and when work is not crazy stressful, I tend to put it off. So my thinking was deeply flawed, and it didn't work, obviously. So I'm getting more and more lazy by the day. And it could have been a beautiful experiment. I could have thought, well, what if I stop doing my morning pages for a couple of weeks and see what happens? That's not what I did. I just gave them up and thought, man, they take too much time, so I'll give them up entirely. That's what I did. And what I've noticed is, well, my productivity went down. So, lack of intention behind my decisions, lack of thinking things through. It happens, and maybe it didn't happen because I'm just bad at things. Maybe it happened because I do have some health issues. Maybe I was just conserving energy in a way. So yeah, my experiment of giving up morning pages failed. And I'm getting back to doing morning pages, but I'm taking it easy, and I'm going to put a timer on for 25 minutes. And if I don't write my 3 pages by the end of 25 minutes, then I'm done. I can just close the notebook and go away. And that's going to be my practice done, even if I write a couple sentences. By the way, I don't keep my journals. I think that morning pages is a tool. It helps me to clear my mind, and it helps me to plan the day, because most of my morning pages are actually kind of a to-do list. Just I should, I need to plan for this, I need to do that, I need to remember, I need to put it in my calendar. Things are coming up, maybe I should. It's all that. It's my morning pages are filled with those things. And I also write down things that happened, but that's not a good way to do memory keeping journaling. I have a separate journal for that, which, by the way, fell on the wayside when I gave up morning pages. I just don't keep up with my paper things when I don't do morning pages. So yeah, when I'm done with my journals, I burn them. And when I'm done with my planners, I also burn them. And when I'm done with my sketchbooks, I scan them. And if they are like working sketchbooks where I figure things out, I burn them. And if there are, sometimes I do like nice sketchbook, it's not really a sketchbook, it's like art project, then I keep it. But most of the time I burn my books. I know that some people treasure their notebooks. I'm not one of those people. I just imagine myself being hit by a bus, and then I imagine people who have to deal with all that paper clutter, and it's going to be hard for them to get rid of it, even though it's only useful for me. So I just let them go as soon as I'm done with them. That's, yeah, that's a bit irrelevant to the topic, but I just thought I should share. I'm going to see you next week and see if I can find any more ways to get myself out of this lack of motivation thing that's going on. Bye.